Hey, what's up, friends? It's Carla D, and I'm right here in the UK at Leavesden Studios to take you on a behind-the-scenes look at one of this year's most anticipated movies. Carla, why are you all the way in the UK? You might be asking. Well, let me tell you, I had a sneak peek at the making of the brand new Fantastic Beasts movie. So join me as I meet some of the cast, crew, visit some incredible sets, and maybe, just maybe, meet some fantastic beasts. So now that I'm on set, I best immerse myself into the world of Fantastic Beasts. And honestly, I can't think of any better way than to get into costume. Hopefully in about half an hour, or just over half an hour, I'm gonna look alive. And I'm gonna be transported back to the 20s, and no one's gonna tell the difference. I'm gonna look like I'm part of the movie. Just you wait. It's what keeps us thin, guys. It's the model diet. Hairspray and attention. There you have it. A complete transformation of the modern Carla D into the 1920s version of Carla D. Can you tell me how you came up with the look and feel of the costumes that you designed?
I think that I came up with the feeling of it and the sort of attitude of the costumes through research of the Paris streets in the late 20s, early 30s, and then the sort of building the fantastic side of the world on the real side of the world, which is kind of the combination of the looks that defines the movie.
And how did the characters' personalities affect their appearance and how you dressed them?
Well, I think when someone comes into a room, their sort of spirit of who they are as a character for actors comes with them. And once I sort of talk to them about their characters, I show them images usually before I show them clothing, and see what they respond to. And then I start putting things on them. I a lot of times put real things on them first, and then sort of figure out how I'm going to change it to make it, to define it as their costume.
She really collaborates with us so that we can use the costumes to help us tell the story.
And you just see the detail that she puts into everyone's costume and the color scheme.
I kind of jumble it up and use different rich tones for certain levels of the movie. It depends on the scene, kind of what my palette is, but it all kind of comes together in the end in a strange way.
The last time we saw Newt, Jacob, Tina, and Queenie was in 2016 in the first Fantastic Beasts movie that was set in New York, where through a team effort, not only did they reveal the evil Grindelwald, but they captured him too. In this second installment, we are transported back to 1927 New York and London and Paris as well. What else is in store? Let's ask the team themselves.
This movie picks up about 7 months after the end of the last film.
We're moving to Europe in the new film, and we've got a whole new set of characters and an expanding sense of J.K. Rowling's wizarding universe.
Newt has gone back to London to publish his book, and the book has come out and has been a huge success, which has made him a bit of a sort of rock star celebrity, which he is struggling with because it's not his natural milieu. The gang, the quartet, through various miscommunications, circumstances, have been split up. Credence has survived the end of the last film and has gone to Paris in search of his identity, in search of who he is. And his being there brings all of the team and the characters that you're familiar with, and new characters and old characters, to Paris.
Sorry, hello, bonjour.
This film takes a darker turn, and there are some pretty serious crises to attend to.
Well, it gets really dark because they're heading into war.
Can you tell us a little bit about your character and her journey in this second movie?
In this film, you find her having regained her confidence and still very dedicated to her work.
There is quite a journey for her that she goes on that is, it's very, very, very powerful.
She's in love with this guy.
That light, that joy, that spirit, that warmth is very much just, it's there.
Because this couple, you know, Queenie and Jacob are working so nicely, they really want the same thing for Newt and Tina, so they go off and try to get them together.
Newt and Tina reunite in Paris. I mean, what can I tell you? That's a pretty romantic city. But they also work together really well, and you will see them in action together as well. They're not on vacation in Paris, you know?
There is a greater evil rising, and it's time to choose a team.
It's been more than 20 years since the first Harry Potter book hit our shelves, and since then, it's spawned 6 other books, 8 movies, and a worldwide phenomenon. Now, unlike the Harry Potter series, the Fantastic Beasts movies went straight from J.K. Rowling's imagination to the pages of the screenplay. So, what makes these two different? Well, who better to ask than the producer himself, Mr. David Heyman. Okay, so you've worked on the Harry Potter movies and now you're in the Fantastic Beasts realm. Can you tell me what are some of the similarities and some of the differences from both the worlds?
Well, the similarity is Joe. You know, I mean, that's the key similarity. You know, there's magic and fantasy, but there's also a depth of character and a relatability about those characters. And she also has this unique way of telling stories that's, you know, specific to her. And there's the world that she creates is so well conceived. It's not random. She's thought through every detail, and it's what makes it feel real. So I suppose that's a similarity. A big difference is we don't have the books. And so we don't, which is both a disadvantage because we don't have them to rest on. We don't have the security that hundreds of millions of people have read them.
Yeah.
But it's an advantage in the sense that people don't know what's going to happen in the stories. It's a mystery. And that's why we still try and keep some secrets.
Absolutely. So, with the fact that it's very secretive and it is a developing story, there has to be a lot of room for play then, isn't there?
I think there's room for play, and Jo is a great collaborator. She enjoys that dialogue, that's one. And two, the way David Yates works is very inclusive, bringing everybody into the process. There's a lot of play, we have a lot of fun, and we most certainly appreciate how lucky we are to play in this glorious playpen.
Absolutely. I mean, look at this.
I know, Paris, 1920s.
And then you go around a corner and you're in New York.
I know, it's silly, isn't it?
It really is if you think about
But
it.
it is movie magic.
My brothers, my sisters, it is said that I hate les noms magiques. I do not hate them. I do not. For I do not fight out of hatred. Magic blooms only in rare souls.
Now, just like he promised in the first Fantastic Beasts movie, Grindelwald is back, bigger and badder than before, and with more followers to his cause. The only person who looks to be able to stop him? A certain Dumbledore.
We see a young Dumbledore, played by Jude Law, in his prime, in fact.
Who is just bringing such kind of debonair sort of spark in his eye to the part.
Having the opportunity to go back and see what made the man that we all loved become who he was is a really rare and a really extraordinary experience.
And he's facing off, I suppose, in the extreme with Johnny Depp's character Grindelwald, who we got a glimpse of in the last film.
Why can't you go? I cannot move against Grindelwald. It has to be you.
I think with Newt, he knows he's dealing with someone who has a very strong moral compass. And he has an ability just to sort of lead them into doing that because he also knows it's the right thing to be doing and he can't do it himself.
Well, I can't blame you. In your shoes, I'd probably refuse to. What? It's late. Good evening, Newt.
Wait, no.
Oh, come on.
It was a very good day when I got the phone call saying that they wanted me to play him, and it still tickles me pink.
A large reason why these movies and the Harry Potter ones are just so incredible are largely to do with the sheer scale and epicness of the worlds in which they are in. I mean, just look around. Every set, every prop has been so meticulously detailed that one honestly can't help but feel as though they're real. All I can say is the man responsible for all of this is a genius. So how did you come up with the look and feel of the movie?
Well, even though there isn't any original supporting novel, J.K. Rowling gives really quite precise instructions. One of the stipulations was that the Ministry of Magic be Art Nouveau in style. So that was a splendid departure, really, from before.
In Fantastic Beasts, the characters have to blend into the nomad or in the Muggle world. Did that affect your design?
We're aware, especially in the props, aware of the difference between magical and Muggle. But in terms of the design of Paris, you know, the apartment buildings, the storefronts, they're all real and they're based on real places. That kind of reality gives everything a credibility. The fact that things look so real helps the magic, helps the fantasy, because it comes out of something seemingly so ordinary and turns out not to be ordinary at all.
Absolutely, because you've built a world that people believe in.
Yes.
Welcome to Le Cirque Arcanus. Come on, come all, step right up.
So J.K. Rowling's latest addition to her wizarding world brings back some familiar faces, but also introduces some brand new characters.
Urgence, urgence, un sorcier suivi, Newt Scamander, est entré dans le département de la magie.
Oh, that's your brother?
I play Theseus Scamander, who's Newt's older brother.
Who is a great war hero and a very distinguished aura.
He's on a promise to fight the good fight in the way that he knows how, which means that he's had to conform to the rules and regulations of which the Wizarding Society is deemed acceptable within the establishment.
So I think I may have mentioned in my letters that we have quite a complicated relationship. Stop!
Does he want to kill you?
Frequently.
He doesn't think that Newt's doing the right thing.
Enough!
He needs to control his temper.
Spiritually, I think probably Newt is the one that has it
Figured out?
Figured out, yeah, he's doing what he wants.
I think that might have been the best moment of my life.
Sounds like every sibling relationship.
Exactly.
Lestrange. She has a secret that unravels during the course of this film, and her journey is quite intense.
She used to be Newt Scamander's love, and now is this sort of very mixed up, quite conflicted, intriguing, beautiful ex-lover of Newt Scamander.
Hello, Newt.
Hello, Lita.
You know, Newt is such a compassionate person who loves beasts, he loves creatures, he loves the things that no one else will love. And Lita is that in a lot of ways.
Being a maledictus, she embodies this incredible power and killer instincts as a snake. But every day she feels that this curse is taking over her. And, you know, her clock is ticking.
There's real love there, coming from two people who are both struggling in similar ways.
Credence brings out the woman in her.
You know, it's complicated.
Every wizard needs a wand, but Does the wand choose the wizard or the wizard choose the wand? This looks like a playground, first off. And the first thing that catches my eye is this suitcase. So is this the Newt suitcase?
This is the new suitcase. This is what we built on the previous film, and we've used again on this film. But we would make, there's obviously several of these.
Right.
So in the filmic sense, we do repeats, but this is his case.
Fantastic. And obviously you need to have it with the right dimensions so that he can sort of fit in and make his way
Exactly. We had to. There was work to figure out the size it would be because obviously he does so much with it.
Yes.
He has to. They want to try and get it as small as they can,
Yes.
but also big enough so that he can physically get into it. We had to do rubberized ones, stunt ones, that even in the previous film where Jacob goes in. And we had this. So he remember how he shuffles in and then pops through it at the end. This is the one we built for him to do this shot. Yeah.
Okay, I have a very important question as well. Does the wand choose the wizard or the wizard choose the wand?
Well, the production designer chooses the wand for it.
Ruining the magic.
No, pop the bubble there. No.
Okay, and something else is catching my eye, and that's a certain red thing over there.
Yeah.
I'm going to give that back to you before I steal it. Oh, I can almost hear the choir. Yes.
Would you like to hold it?
I would. Do you trust me?
I do, implicitly.
Oh, so this is the Philosopher's Stone, isn't it? Yeah. And it makes an appearance in Fantastic Beasts.
It does, yeah.
Are you going to give away how?
No.
I was hoping to
You'll
catch
have to.
him. That's wonderful. Oh, and what is this made out of?
It's a casting, so it's a molding from a piece of quartz, and we because in reality what we did several different tones of red, so because it's such a sensitive colour, it gets very dark and very light and different lighting. So they were able to choose that, and then we artwork and build all this crustacean and the fracturing on the back end of it. So yeah,
it's beautiful. So legit.
It is. It's.
I'm going to take off.
I need my whistle.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure.
And if you're looking for an extra hand in the workshop, I'm available.
Fantastic.
I'm more
Can you
than
start
happy.
Monday? Is that okay? Yeah. Perfect. See you Monday, 7
And
o'clock.
if you want to pay me, that's great. If not, that's okay too. Bonjour. Welcome to Paris. So in the first Fantastic Beasts, when Newt opened his suitcase, we met a whole bunch of creatures. Creatures. Some big, some small, some could fly, some could even swim. But which one was everyone's favorite?
My favorite beast has been for a very long time the Niffler.
He's so cheeky, man.
Just attached to that little scoundrel. Like, he's so naughty.
He doesn't say anything, but he can steal the scene, you know.
I'm quite fond of the Niffler. I know.
People are.
Yeah. Well, because the Niffler is wonderfully mischievous, and we all enjoy a mischievous beast.
Pick it.
Pick it.
Pick it like forever.
Forever.
Pick it forever.
That's a hashtag right there.
That's my tattoo. No.
That's my impression of Pickett.
We've got quite a few new creatures.
There will be plenty more beasts.
Okay, fine. The Niffler is super cute and he is my favorite. But he is so naughty. And honestly, you cannot trust him around shiny things. So you've met the cast, you've met the crew, you've seen the set, and all I can say is this movie is going to be fantastic. Pardon the pun. But don't take my word for it.
Do you know what the great thing about this world and these characters is they always offer something new and dynamic and different to do.
I think there'll be a lot of exciting things for the Harry Potter fans. There's lots of this sort of new word to me, Easter eggs.
By bringing in characters from the Potter series is such a tribute to the fans.
You're never quite sure where the story is going to take you.
The fact that adults are going to be able to see magic and also have a film that's kind of made for them as well.
It just continues to be this opportunity for such majestic spectacle as we get to meet more creatures, we get to witness more magic.
It's a love story, and it's full of these couples, and their relationships wind their way through the sort of the bigger plot, if you like.
That's the life force that these stories offer.
I think it'll be hopefully a really great ride.
It really hints at also more to come.
I want them to take away the excitement for the third movie.
Can you give me 3 words to describe the movie?
Thriller?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Mysterious.
Darkness.
Ominous.
Wonder.
Romantic.
Enormous spectacle and excitement. It's like a quarter of a haiku.
Kind of.
Magical, wizarding, magic.
Wait, let me get this right. Magical, wizarding magic?
That's the one.
We'll take it. So there you have it. We got to meet the cast, the crew, some fantastic beasts, and you guys even got to see me in a fancy frock and a hat. I hope you enjoyed this exclusive sneak peek behind the magic of the making of this movie, only here on HBO.
An address. What's that? A safe house in Paris.
Why would I need a safe house in Paris?
Should things at some point go terribly wrong, it's good to have a place to go. You know, for a cup of tea.
My brothers, my sisters, the clock is ticking faster. My dream, we who live for truth, for love. The moment has come to take our rightful place in the world where we wizards were free. Join me or die.
The wizarding and non-wizarding worlds have been at peace for over a century. Grindelwald wants to see that peace destroyed.
You want me to hunt him down? To kill him? Dumbledore, why can't you go?
I cannot move against Grindelwald. It has to be you.
You don't suffer from motion sickness, do you?
I don't do well on boats.
You'll be fine.
Do you know why I admire you, Newt? You do not seek power. You simply ask, is the thing right?
The time's coming when you're going to have to pick a side.
No, I don't do sides.
What are you gonna do?
I'll think of something.
Jude, you never met a monster you couldn't love.
Let's take him.
That's your brother?
I think that might have been the best moment of my life.